thank you for being here. I feel really lucky to be here in front of you all supporting science, something that I never thought would be controversial. Um, I went back and forth on whether I wanted to speak here today because I'm here to share about my experience in the federal government over the last month. And my experience was very short, and I felt like I would be doing the other hundreds of thousands of stories a disservice by sharing mine. But I ultimately agreed to share because I feel like it is so important to hear the human stories of what's going on in the government. I encourage you to reach out to other federal folks in your lives, seek out their stories because they are literally everywhere across every agency. And everyone here today, if you weren't personally impacted by the federal terminations or funding freezes, I guarantee that you know someone that was. Okay. I found my dream job at USGS after a PhD and a postdoc at the U. And as an early career scientist, finding a job that fit my specific academic niche felt like a miracle. And I was so excited at the prospect of doing applied research that wouldn't stay locked behind an academic journal paywall, would be accessible to communities. And I hoped I would see real-world impacts and improvements in water resources across the country. Ultimately, I was only at that dream job at USGS as a research scientist for 3 weeks. Thank you. I started the week after the inauguration, and that first week was just pure dystopia. Everyone I introduced myself to replied with, "What a crazy week to start." It was a week when the fork in the road emails, the resignation program emails were rolling in every couple of days. Every meeting was laced with uncertainty about the future of our work, the future of our projects, possible stop work orders, and just chaos surrounding our job security. And there was just a constant undertone and overtone of anxiety in every interaction. Just anxiety was in the air. It was my dream job, but it turned into a nightmare of anxiety to go to work every day and see what new mandates and executive orders were waiting for me. And finally, after a few weeks of waiting, I got called into a meeting and was terminated with 2 hours notice. Thank you. Despite that hostile environment that we were in, I got to meet some amazing scientists that are still doing amazing work there. And they're all still living in that liminal, uncertain space of where nothing feels secure or safe. And this is all still happening to them, but they're still all trying to do good science. I encourage everyone to continue talking about what's happening to them, to continue standing up for science, because we can't let this insanity get buried in the next inevitable, insane news cycle. They've achieved their goal of creating chaos and confusion across the country, but they can't stifle all of the amazing knowledge that we hold and all of the science that is still to come. What is happening in the federal government is not about scientific merit or efficiency, and it is a wrecking ball through our scientific communities. To my fellow early career scientists, I get it. It feels like the world is burning, and it has only been a month and a half. But this generation of scientists still matters, and we still need to amplify our voices, invest in science, continue supporting each other, and in the hope that someday some more meaningful change will come, and it'll come from people like us. Your work is the future. Your work is the future. It is valuable, it is essential, and it has literally never mattered more. Thank you.